Hello students, today we are going to discuss the minutes of meeting in Unit 4 Technical Communication. It is a necessary topic for the exam point of view. Firstly, we begin with the introduction of minutes of meeting. A meeting is the summary of or the record of meeting in various organizations. Every meeting ends with the conclusion and some suggestions, and they are helpful in further meetings. So the summary of a meeting is considered as the minutes. In short, the minutes of meetings are official written notes of the motion and resolutions that are recorded during a meeting. They highlight the key issues that are discussed, motions proposed or voted on, and activities to be undertaken. The minutes of meeting are usually taken by the designated member of the group. The senior and the experienced member, he heads the meeting, and they provide an accurate record of what transpired during the meeting. So if we come to definition of minutes, minutes of a meeting are the official records of the proceedings of a meeting, needed by the participating members of the business meeting to approve the strategies of working. Usually, new policies, new decisions, and project proposals, they are decided after several meetings. No decision is a result of single meeting, but it takes several meetings to come upon a single idea or decision. So meetings are necessary. Now let's have a look at the types of meeting. Considering the methods of writing, the need of writing, minutes can be of following types. Firstly, the minutes of resolution, then minutes of narration, and verbatim minutes. We discuss each one by one. The first we have the minutes of resolutions. The name itself suggests that resolution meeting. In this type of minute, only the resolutions passed in the meeting are recorded without any reference to the discussion proceedings of the resolutions. Minutes of resolution mean on a paper declaring decisions that have been taken and approved by the participating members of the meeting. Here, no record, even the names of the movers and the seconders. Movers means who initiate the meeting, and seconders means who carry on, who add further to the meeting one by one. So the proposals are done. Example of this type of meetings are as follows. If we write a statement of resolution, the meeting of resolution, we usually begin the statement by the term resolved. So for example, we can say resolved that the workers will be given a bonus during this Diwali. So every statement of resolution begins with the word resolved. Now if we come to the second type, we have minutes of narrations. So the narration, that means narrating something or reporting something. In this type of minutes, resolutions are recorded including a brief reference of discussions on the motion and the voting pattern of the motions. These motions will be a concise abstract, that is a form of report of all discussions which took place, or the reports received, or the actions to be taken in the future and decision made. Okay, it includes the minutes of narration. It includes, the report includes names of participants who were present during the meeting. The names of absentees who couldn't attend will be given to them. Then name of proposers and supporters, who said what and who moved the meeting on, and discussion summary. So finally, the resolutions voting pattern. So this type of meeting is somewhat similar to a report writing. Minutes of narration resembles to the report summary. Now next we have the verbatim minutes. The word verbatim, it means taking anything word by word. So here too, these minutes are a word for word transcription of the events. While they may completely be accurate, they are often harder to understand because they are copied word to word and not narrated or reported. Verbatim minutes are not a requirement for most organizations because they do not help the organizations so much. Now we come to the need of the minutes of meeting. Why we need to draw minutes? So as we know, minutes act as a formal summary of the discussions and decisions which occurred at a meeting. They tell the reader the official version of what happened at the meeting. Even those who were absent during the meeting, they can get the copy of the decisions or resolutions that were arrived at. The minutes from the last minute are often circulated at the beginning of the text. So whenever there is a new meeting, a copy of the previous meeting and its decision are pre-hand given to those participants. So these minutes must be held on file indefinitely by certain companies and government bodies. Writing minutes. So writing minutes can take time. It may seem like an unimportant task sometimes compared to with getting on the real work, but in fact not taking minutes can be costly in some. It can be costly in terms of both time and resources because the meetings are really costlier affairs, and if the resolutions or discussions are not recorded, it may be very hard and again very expensive to conduct another meeting for the same issues. So it is important task to take the notes, otherwise the decisions will be forgotten in the next meeting and the purpose will not be achieved. So creating meeting minutes provides a written record of what was agreed at a meeting. Good meeting minutes tell people what was decided and what they need to achieve and by what date. When meeting minutes are received, it jogs memory about task. It reminds you that what is in your next meeting. If a task is not performed, then you can refer back to the meeting minutes and follow up on it. So it adds to your reminder. In some instances, meeting minutes may be required by organizations. Also, they may be required for disciplinary meetings with employees. Getting into the habit of meeting minutes is good practice. Let's have a view of how to take minutes of meeting or how to write meeting notes. Firstly, we have distribute an attendance sheet. As soon as everyone is present in the meeting hall, so it is a kind of attendance, distribute a single piece of paper. Even more can be done with space for each person to write their name and contact information. You can see this after meeting to fill up the attendees section of your template or catch the sign in sheet itself to the completed minutes. The second step you can do is fill out as much of the template as possible. While waiting for the meeting to begin, record the name of the organization, the date and place of the meeting, and types of meeting, whether it is weekly board meeting or a special committee meeting. Okay, when the meeting begins, note the start time. Thirdly, note the result of the first motion. Most formal meetings will begin with a motion to adopt an agenda. So this step will use that as an example. If the meeting begins with a different motion, just make sure to record all the same relevant information. Then fourth statement you have to do, record other motions throughout the meeting. Listen attentively to all discussions. If required, record them. When a new motion is made, record the relevant information. Then listen to reports and obtain copies. Whenever a report, news bulletin or similar item is read aloud, record the name of the report and the person reading it, because in the final draft you have to mention the name and in front of the name one's statement. If there is a motion attached, record it like you would. Finally, record actions taken or assigned. This includes check-ins on the last meetings. assignments as well as new actions. Has someone been assigned to write a letter? Note their names and instructions. Then record all points of order and ruling. Whenever an objection is made to a procedure, record the full objection and its basis as well as the full ruling given out by the chairman. Now, wrap up at the end of the meeting. That means record the time the meeting is adjourned. Remember to pick any copies of the reports or remind someone to send them to you. And this is how you complete your notes of meeting. And this is how we come to the end of minutes making. Thank you.